Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Christine Gold, and this is the Heart Led Soul Fed Show solo edition. And let me ask you one question. Are you a bully? Do you know of a bully? Have you ever been bullied? And have you ever been a bully? Now, you might not see this if you're listening, but I have my hand raised for have I been bullied? And have I been a bully? Because you know what? I have to acknowledge the shadow side where I have been a bully in my own right. And meaning pushing my agenda, pushing for what I want, pushing, that's a bully energy too, if you think about it, right? So come on in, say hello. Yeah, this is just something that kind of came up um, earlier in the week, and I had posted on my personal page about the bully, the archetype of the bully. Um, and this is episode 249 as well. And definitely send me a message or let me know in the comments below whether you're live or if you're watching on the replay. Um, if you've ever experienced that. And really, the definition of a bully is for just, it's diminishing someone's power. So, everything in life is about power. Whether we're gaining power, we're giving away our power, which I feel, many of us have in this lifetime, in past lives as well. And now it's fully coming, to a head, kind of like a volcano. Interesting that we use that word because there are quite a few volcanoes around the world that are quite active and are erupting. And I mean, that's a cycle of nature. It's been happening for thousands of years. And I've always said, we human beings, we are the virus. Nature and the animal kingdom, they don't need us. We are the cause of our suffering. And I will include myself because I'm taking responsibility. I think that's the biggest piece. Growing up, I was the tallest. I I felt like a giant. I mean, I had said this to a woman yesterday. We were at a networking event, which was a fun networking event, not a I'm going to pull up my elevator pitch and look how wonderful I am and all my certifications, and I'm going to sell you something after. Not one of those networking events. Let me know if you've ever been to any of those. But she said, "Oh, it's so nice to meet someone who's my height." I'm like, "Okay." And I said, I was actually the tallest until grade 9. She goes, "Same here." So it's just interesting. So I was already a target because I stood out, right? I didn't fit in. I looked different. I was different. Now, whether it's your height, your weight, your race, whatever that happens to be, I get it. You become a target. And the bully has no self-esteem. The bully has no power, and that's why they target you because they want the power. They want to feel powerful because they don't feel powerful. And I remember, being picked on a lot, and it was more than that. It was all, everyone's insecurities, and then myself, reading energy, reading the room as a young child, interacting with animals, the animal kingdom, seeing spirit and aura, right? So, definite weirdo. She's crazy, whatever that is, right? I laugh about it now, but it was hell. HE double hockey sticks, hell. School was hell. I did not enjoy it. I enjoyed college. I did not enjoy the system, the institution called school. And I know they're changing, they're evolving. There's a lot of, if I had the chance to be homeschooled, I wish I was. But my mom did not have the capacity for that. I understand. It's fine. But what happened is I was picked on, and then I started to think and know and believe these were true. That's who I was. And I remember in grade 6, this um, East Indian boy, he would push me down. He was awful to me, and I'm thinking, okay, now I'm thinking, how was he taught? He learned that somewhere. And you know what? Thinking about it, I could have crushed him. But I didn't. You know what? I was a girl, right? Boys aren't supposed to do that. Anyways, it's a whole thing. And I'm just reflecting on all of that. So really, the bully feels they have no power. I'm sure we've all felt that way, where we have no power. They need to feel safe. And there's a lot of fear involved in this. And no self-esteem, like I said. And I'm sure there you might know someone, or even in the family, they're never wrong. The bully is never wrong. They know everything. Because if they didn't, they would be humiliated. And heaven forbid if they reach out for cooperative support or wisdom, always feel like they have to be on the attack or the offensive, defensive. There's both parts to this. Kind of like lingering over, like hulking over somebody. When they say the micromanager, someone's breathing down your neck, over your shoulder type of thing. Um, Sorry, little Keanu here's getting all playful. Um, but yeah, it's that energy. It's feeling threatened when, let's say, someone who's in the same type of business as yours is doing something similar of yours, or you feel like they ripped you off, or whatever that is. It's like, no, that's not true. That's them. That's not you. And you should be admiring them and seeing how you could work together with them. Because that just comes from a very, survival limited mindset. And they can't take orders either. No way. No one tells me what to do. But I love giving orders. When they say the matriarch in the family. Yep, yep. Yeah, so yeah, these are just some of the things that I have come to know about the bully, and love you. I love you, yes, but I would love for you to share your experiences and how we could, support each other. And that's why I have, those monthly groups, and I have a private community, because, we want people to feel safe and feel like they can be authentic and be themselves, because bullies control their environment. And make no mistake, they're also the loudest ones in the room too, and they're very charming in public. But in private, they're hell on wheels. I've seen it play full out in my family as well. Gossip and exclusion are forms of bullying as well. Oh, I gossip about this person, gossip about that person. And I hear this sometimes where, oh, my sister didn't invite me to, and it was just them together. And I'm like, that's bullying when you exclude somebody on purpose. And of course, the bully has an entourage or a group, and because they need this inflated sense of power. And I witnessed this yesterday. There's a place that I love to go to all the time, um, and then somehow we crossed paths at one of my events. And then I was there at a networking event. And I remember when I was there the first time, this person was so loud, like it was like they were giving a speech. They were on stage. They had to make sure the whole place, the restaurant, heard what this person was saying. And I'm like, this is really bizarre. And then it happened again yesterday. And I'm like, okay, thank you for confirming. I do not want to be associated with that. So I left. And I'm sure you witnessed that where people feel like they're on a stage and they have to almost yell so everyone can hear what their opinions are and what they think. And then people gather, so they get louder. Anyways, so and we know that this bully is an active agent in the world and can be applied to countries as well. I mean, think about Ukraine and Russia and the US. They're and China. Let's just think of those countries, right? And you can come to your own conclusions. And bullying is much bigger than two kids fighting it out in a classroom too. That is a learned behavior. Normally traced back to the parents. And then the parents learn that from their parents and so on and so forth until somebody breaks the chain. So really it's the collective consciousness and we're seeing it played out right now for a while at least, especially 20 since 2020. And this is our entry point into holism, whole, being whole, holistic, inviting that age of Aquarius, that energy in community. I know you're going to be like, Christine, you said this since the 2023. Well, just in case you forgot, because we tend to forget. I get it. And it is getting rougher and rougher out there because people don't want to accept people. They don't want to empower others because they feel they have no power. So it's better to keep the man down, as they say. I got to get ahead. I got to get ahead of that person. I got to get more because there isn't enough. That that energy. They want to bully others and nations into submission. And really, this will backfire. It will. But who's going to pay the price? Because that is the plan of evolution. And the greater plan will play out. Not in our lifetime, though. So, really, this is a great time to stand up to a bully and also be aware when we are bullying someone into something. And that's what I mean. I can think of, especially with children, we have our agenda, we have our ideas, we feel we have, our kids' life mapped out. And if they fail and don't finish high school, then they're a failure. If they don't go to college, they're a failure. If they don't do what I think they should do, they're a failure. That's terrible. That goes back to us, has nothing to do with the child. Our children are born from us, but they are not ours. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's just that whole archetype of the bully, and I really wanted to bring that to our day, and I hope that this resonates with you as well. I wanted to. I pulled. I love cards. I love divination tools of every kind. Cards for me were the strongest next to crystals that, would step forward. So I asked the question before we started, what would you like to tell us about the bully archetype? What is it about the bully? So from the Light Seers Tarot, very, it just, like I say, you can't make this shit up. The Empress. The Empress came forward as a message. And I'll read the shadow side of this because that's what healing is integrating our shadow, acknowledging it. Infertility. So not being fertile, not growing. Emotional overwhelm, which happens to many of us and it comes through as anxiety and other disorders. Shutting down. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to go there. That's too painful. I can't do it. If I release my emotions, I will completely crash and burn. The need for self-care. I I'm so, all about self-care. It's self-love. Why wouldn't you choose yourself first? And if you're codependent, a caregiver, people pleaser, you got to look at that. That's an addiction as well from trauma. Disharmony, negligence, being materialistic, which, this world, I tell you, being overprotective of your creations. There we go with that. Well, I made this, so no one else should be copying it. Or they copied it, they stole it. Unless they really blatantly outright stole it, then you need to, decide what you do with that. And being overly dependent on others, that's that codependency. So that's the shadow aspect of this. You can see the world on her womb. That's birthing. The Empress is divine feminine, loving ourselves more. So we're not bullies to ourselves and to others. Prolific creativity, creativity that has no bounds or limits other than yourself. Motherhood, unity, community, unity. The goddess, being sensual, nurturing, nurturing ourselves, nurturing others. Abundant, abundance in ourselves, abundance in others. Empathy. You might not understand where someone's coming from, so you can put your weapons down, shut up, and listen, and try to understand where they're coming from with no judgment. Unconditional love and unification of the mind, body, spirit. Couldn't have said that better. So, really, we're ready to give birth to our abundant, rich future. There are no haves and have nots. The whole idea of separating and lower class, middle class, upper class, yes, that part is real, but if we can think globally and unified, then we're going to attract more of that energy instead of being critical and pointing out what's wrong. Now, I don't know if you heard that noise. That is Keanu's automatic feeder that just went off. Drops his cat food, and it goes off like 5 times a day, and I think it woke me up at 11 p.m. last night because it's a metal tray. So that reminds me, I need to lay it with some felt or a paper towel or something so it doesn't go crash. Anyways, and of course, we'd love to pull from the Oracle deck, the Shaman's Dream by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Reid. It's a beautiful deck. Let me know if you have that one, or do you have Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot? That one's my absolute favorite because I love colors. I mean, life is colorful, and that's how it should be. Always, always. So we're asking, in our dream state to our evolution, our evolved state, what do we need to know more about this bully archetype? And that's how you ask questions when you're working with cards. Open-ended, no yes or no. And you pick whatever card flies out, or you decide to cut, or the card, like I said, the card chooses you. That's where you go. Now, this one, we're going to cut because just for time's sake. Net caster. Love this. You can see a seahorse energy. Definitely another maiden, a goddess energy coming through, just like with the Empress. Lots of stars and lights. And it's all about preparing a surprise, results beyond expectations. That's lovely. So stop praying for the fish. It's already arrived, right? So the more you have that bully type of energy, you're going to chase things away. Things are going to just, stop praying. Open your arms and heart. That's your net. And this is all about new opportunities, patience, deep, quiet, stillness, right? So, along with the Empress, welcoming that energy, You've caught it all. You've got it all. And it's really teaching us how to be patient from all types of people, all types of energies, all types of situations, and seeing them as God sees me, as God sees you. We are all neighbors. We are all brothers and sisters. And that's all that matters. So, thank you so much for being here. And I want to let you know that our Soul Healers community is open again. Once again, yes, the doors are open. And you're probably wondering, well, I'm not sure. Well, there are monthly classes, chakra energy balancing, Reiki, private access to our community, weekly updates, sign up bonuses, all of that as well. Um, we're opening the doors once again for Unleash Your Magic 8-week group mentorship. That starts September 16th. 2023. I can't believe really we are halfway through the year. I'm sure we say this all the time. I don't know where the time went. Where did the time go? Well, here it is. So I would love to see you there. And yeah, of course, I have payment plans, and we can always chat a little bit further about the classes, what to expect. There will be a self-guided course as well that you can take on your own time. So you let me know if you want the group experience, which, is completely different from the self-guided experience. Either way, it's all about following your dreams, connecting with who you are at a soul level, clearing off inner child trauma, all ego, learning more about your intuition, developing it, and then you can work with me further to become a medium, to step into your psychic abilities, to become the healer that you've always wanted to, the card reader, whatever it happens to be, the creator, and then even take it further for 1 year, as Catherine has, to open a spiritually aligned business. So those are my offerings. That's what I offer. I have all these other wonderful things. You can head to my website. So simple. It's brand new. I love it. Christine.gold. That's Christine.gold. And I'm sending you all so much love. Please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.